每年的这个时候，我都会回到这个老地方，在这里，满眼看到的都是石头。听村里的老人讲，几百年前，一到过年，家家都挂起红灯笼，每块石头都被照得通红，那一幕一定很美。
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hermann Eul.
Good morning all together, a warm welcome from my side. Then we talk a little bit more about Intel innovation in our lives, what Intel can bring with Intel Inside, and also our personal connections. That gets much easier with this technology. We can maintain more contacts, we can maintain more friends, we can stay more concurrent. All this innovation is accelerating, all of that is advancing our lives. Intel fuels this with our innovation. We want to grow our presence in tablets by a factor of 4. Brian spoke about this yesterday, and we are dead committed to this. And we have good technology that we can use for this. Kirk spoke about all the user experience stuff, and we will bring those user experience capabilities to the tablet space as it fits. Personal assistant. Think about a smartphone, think about a tablet that knows even earlier than you what you are about to do. At least for me, that would be ultra helpful. Imagine I knew what to say ahead of when I'm speaking. Wireless docking, needless to remember, Kirk spoke about this. Next generation graphics to make good experience on gaming, and needless to say, imaging. It's all about taking photos and taking videos. And please quickly read through that, everything is on it. And then we advance to the platforms that we are using. As we speak, Clovertrail Plus in the market for about a year, and still a cutting-edge platform. It serves the compute power, and it is very frugal on the battery, 9 hours of use. And it is optimized for Android. Many devices on that platform are still coming to the market. You see on how powerful this platform is and how long that can last for you to retain and to preserve the innovation we do on our own. So let's see what that means. Chuck, can you help me?
Hey,
show this to our audience.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you. So we've been talking about our bay trail performance. I'd like to show you how it really stacks up against the competition. So I have 2 tablets here. On my left, I have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 quad-core 2.2 gigahertz. And here, I have our Bay Trail platform, quad-core 2 gigahertz. Now, I've taken a bunch of my vacation pictures. I've loaded them into each system. Now, they both got the same video application app. I'm gonna make a little movie of those pictures. So let's go ahead, I'm gonna hit produce. Make a little VGA movie so I can share with my friends. I'm gonna start that video production. Now what you're gonna see on the Intel architecture, because of great things like QuickSync technology, it's gonna render that video much faster. In fact, you can see it's already completed. And you even gave it a head start. I did. Qualcomm's still going. You're gonna see roughly a 2x performance gain across applications like this. But yesterday, you saw our amazing LTE with our next Merrifield platform. But again, a balanced platform needs great comms, it needs stunning graphics, and a great CPU. So I'd like to show you the CPU and the great graphics capability of that Merrifield platform. Now, when I start playing this game, I want you to take a look at the reflections on the car, the detail in the background, the high frame rate, the smooth gameplay. Ignore my driving. So here we go. So normally, when you go to a mobile device, you expect to give up something from a desktop, either frame rate or playability or the graphics performance. But with our new mobile platform, you give up none of that.
Cool. What platform was that?
That was the Merrifield.
That is Merrifield. Thank you.
Thank you.
And when I speak about a tablet campaign, and you see there is a distribution in the mainstream and premium, Windows and Android. That is what you're very familiar with. But you see also that we have grown significantly our value in empty SKUs. And there is also Windows visible in that pile here. We're just in line with the Microsoft announcement of bringing free Windows 8.1 update to this market. So what we do is we line up with this and make SKUs available that can spend even down to $99 or $129. And let me show you those two here. Get powered down. There is one SKU, it's the same hardware, and it runs Android, and it can run Windows. And with this hardware, you have the opportunity to make your choice very, very late in your process. It's exactly the same hardware, it's Bay-Trail, running Android, and exactly the same hardware bill of material can run Windows. That is what we do for you to make your life easier. Here's another example on what you can get. This is a Ramos design, and that is, in one window, there is a real game running, and in the other window, we have an HD video. So, what you really see is, it doesn't slow down. There is nothing that you can experience that this would slow down. It goes full speed on both windows, and that is what we do in order to make you deliver a good experience. This is uncompromised headroom in performance in order to make these kind of experiences possible. Thank you. Lenovo last year launched the K900. And as of today, that is Lenovo's best-selling high-end smartphone. And we have expanded this collaboration. Well, let me give you another example. Shipping now, Samsung Galaxy Note 3 Neo, based on Intel LTE technology. And let me give you another example. A new family of Asus phones is hitting the market. Starting shipping in China April 11, and global launch will follow. Let me change gears for you and come back to Bay-Trail. Bay-Trail, we have introduced a cost-down version for value and entry market. That is available now, and it is common for Windows as well as for Android. And we have reduced the component count. And let me show you what that means. This is the sofa Bay-Trail as we had it up to today, and this is the new Bay-Trail platform. And what did we do? What is very obvious, we have reduced the space on the printed circuit board. That gives you much more flexibility on your design. We have reduced the number of components dramatically, which eases the bill of material, the supply logistics, all those important parts. But we have also put a lot of mind into the components that we have put on this, so that we have multi-sourcing capabilities and that you can really go and make the best bargain that you can get on the components as well. The second half of the year, we will bring a performance improvement to Bay-Trail. We will enhance the performance on graphics and CPU by another 15%. And we will add more security functionality. We will add more functionality to be all immersive and also give more power to the gaming again. And you have already seen before how well those devices do on gaming. We shipped it as of Q3 last year. So it's now already for some time in the market. It's a very solid LTE solution. It is a Cat4, and it has up to 150 megabit per second. And it will be our working horse for the entire year. As said before, more designs will come on this platform. It does 15 bands, 3 GPP bands, and with this, it is a true global platform. And when we combine comms and application processor, we build integrated solutions. We will come with this by the end of the year. We call it Sophia. You saw Heinz's demo yesterday, not very much to add. He has shown you it in life just for you to deepen it, and that is a fully mature 3G modem and an Intel application processor subsystem integrated in one piece of silicon. And the other part, most people don't speak about, but this is worth a lot for you. We have integrated all the connectivity into the RF chip. The RF chip comes with integrated Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, positioning technology, audio, and PMU. This is a true two-chip for everything solution. And we have reached into almost all IT decision makers globally. And with the tools we have, and they have, we can help them pick the best tablets for their enterprise. And imagine together we make them picking Intel Inside and your products. Intel and Intel platforms, we are ready for global growth. So you can come and join. Together we will innovate and win in mobile. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Doug Fisher.
Good morning. It's always really exciting for me to be in China. I have the largest developer organization in my group here in China. Intel has a unique position of all these relevant operating environments run on our platforms. You saw Hermann show the same platform running two different operating environments. That is a competitive advantage that we bring with Intel architecture. The combination of the work we do in hardware and software together. This is no longer a separate effort. Hardware and software are not separate. They're unified. The effort is unified. It's one. And then we take a leadership position. We want to lead on our front foot, and we need you to participate to help us lead the industry in things like 64-bit. We're moving all of our platforms to 64-bit. We've been in this space for generations. Since 2001, we've been delivering 64-bit platforms on the server space. Since 2004 in the PC space. And we're moving into all form factors now with 64-bit. What does that take to get the best experience out of that 64-bit platform? A 64-bit operating environment. Intel is the first in the industry to deliver a 64-bit kernel for Android. We're bringing that to the market. So all of these devices that have 64-bit capability in them now, whether it's Bay Trail, Maryfield, Morsefield, 64-bit capability, will now have a 64-bit kernel running on that. So when you run Android, which is a 32-bit environment, on top of that 64-bit kernel, you're getting the advantages, even in a 32-bit environment, of the 64-bit kernel. And let me show you what I mean. And on the left of the screen, you'll see a 32-bit application, Android application, ray tracer, running on a 32-bit kernel. On the right, you have a 32-bit Android application taking advantage of a 64-bit kernel in the libraries. And you can see the performance difference already without even having a full 64-bit stack. The second element is having world-class tools and support. You know, one of the things that's clear is that you want to drive these solutions to the market with velocity and quality. So I'm proud to announce that we're developing and deploying the Device Developer Resource Program, and we're brought it here to China. We have a single portal that gives you all the information you need to participate and optimize a device on Intel architecture with Android. You all have a device, you're all users. Pull out the device, pull out your browser right now, and go to 01.org/Android. Go to 01.org/Android and bookmark that. The tool then uses point-and-click capabilities to pull the firmware. It absolutely builds a firmware image for you. You don't have to go into source code any longer. We build that firmware image for you. Nothing hurts the bottom line of a manufacturer more than returns. And this will reduce the number of returns you get for quality issues because you're getting the latest and greatest capabilities on your platform automatically. Now I want Chuck to show us an example of one of those tools and and how it'll look when you start participating with it, and how seamless and easy it is to take the latest information onto your platform. Okay?
So Doug, one of those tools you were talking about was UBMS. That's a Unified Binary Management Suite. And like you said, our developers have numerous components and OSs and operating systems that they can use. So we want to make that nice and simple and easy. So let me give you an example of how we do that. I've right here, I've already started the build. Now you can see I've got Intel Bay Trail as my processor. I've got Android as my OS, but it can be any OS. It can be any operating system that we want to put in there. I got a couple of other components. I've got micro HDMI, and then again, I've got this choice of components over here. So let's go ahead and pick, let's say a Panasonic peripheral. We'll drag that in. And now, like I said before, it would have been a lot of work to create that firmware solution, but now we just come up here, we hit build, and in a matter of seconds, our tool is going to take those devices that are unique to that software designer and developer and merge them together and come up with a firmware that's ready to be used and deployed.
That is fantastic work, guys. That's what we're bringing. That's the kind of innovation we're bringing because we got feedback from you about how you want to operate and how you want to accelerate and raise the quality. You're going to build devices that are going to have special techniques, special capabilities that have great performance expectations. And because of that, we built another tool called the Intel System Studio, which allows you to look deeper into that device and find opportunities to improve the performance of that device. So let's take a look at an example of how this tool can be used to improve the graphics performance on one of these devices.
So now we've got one of our platforms, and we have a movie on here, so let's go ahead and play that. Now, our movie's going to play, but it's not playing the way it should be. It's a little slow, we've got some pixelization, you can see we're dropping some frames. Now, we've played this movie before on these hardware platforms, so we know it's not really the hardware, but we probably have an issue in our software stack. So we're going to use that development suite that you were talking about, which has hooks into all our high Intel processors. It can go in there, it can look at all the sensors, the voltage regulators, and pull that data in. Then we can then use our Intel Energy Profiler to dig even deeper to see how our processor is behaving. So let's take a look here. On the screen above me, we've got that Intel Energy Profiler with the video in the middle. And you can see right here at Core 1, I've got a bunch of energy spikes, or CPU spikes, that I wouldn't really be expecting when I'm playing a movie, because the GPU should be doing most of the work. So let's go ahead and dive in there and find out if we can find out where that CPU usage is coming from. Now, if I go into the profile of what it's showing, it looks like line 2 here, my timer compute. I really wouldn't expect that during a video playback. So we're just going to double click on that. And our software tool is going to go right into our code and find the exact line of code that's making that CPU call. Now I can talk to my software developer, we can find out what the problem is with this one line of code, and we can fix it really quickly.
That's so cool. What you just saw is what we call a hotspot. It's a place in your code that's causing problems. Now with these sophisticated tools we provide, it allows you to find those hotspots in your code quickly and allow you to isolate the issue and fix it as quick as you can to deliver that great experience. HTML5 brings that to you. And so we've developed what's called the XDK, which allows you to write the application once and run it across many different environments, whether it's Apple, Windows, Google environments. It'll allow you to run that application across all those environments. Let me show you an example. Chuck showed you an example of how we've done this. We use the XDK, as well as took advantage of the WebRTC, which is a streaming media and video capability on HTML5. It shows you the capability of our XDK and the runtime below that has very great performance on HTML5. So Chuck, you want to talk about it?
So Doug, you were telling us about how cool our HTML5 development suite is. So let me show you how that would work. So we've actually got a website here called Fisher Tech. I didn't know you had another website. And we have on here a bunch of phones and tablets. Now if I had a question, normally I would have to call someone or write an email. But because we've actually embedded WebRTC, real-time communication, right into the application or the web itself, I have one button, click here, and I'm actually going to have a teleconference with your company. See, there they are.
That's fast.
And again, notice that's very crisp, very clear, and that's all because we have that WebRTC built right into the website. But really, we're not limited to just websites. We can use Crosswalk, which is our HTML one-time enabler, and that allows us to take all these WebRTC and embed it into any platform, and it's VPA hardware codec accelerated, so you get that great transformation of detail and pictures. And plus, you'll see that he's actually not just doing a communication of video, he's actually sharing his desktop. So I can collaborate with my friends, my coworkers, much more than I could with just a standard communication app where I view just him.
The experience for device manufacturers, the experience for app developers, and most importantly, the experience for the end user needs to be second to none. We want to work with you. We want to bring these experiences to you. We want to ensure that your experience working with Intel is second to none. We want to ensure that device manufacturers, app developers, and end users have a great experience. What we want from you is to bring your creativity, bring those innovations to market, and when you do that, together we win. If you win, we win. Thank you very much.